This is a public information meeting for a development agreement to permit additional residential units at Aldershot Road, North Kentville. My name is Alice Jacob, and I'm a planner with the Municipality of County of Kings. The purpose of the meeting is to inform the public about this application and to explain the various planning policies that enable this application to occur, as well as to receive preliminary feedback from the public. So we are at the very early stage of the process. No opinions have been formed on this application or no decisions have been made. The orange marking on the map shows the approximate location of the property in North Kentville. The PID is 55046056. This here is the aerial view showing the property boundary. The property has an area of around 1.49 acres, and it has two road frontages, one on Aldershot Road and the other on Giffen Court. The neighboring structures are all mostly residential dwellings. In 2022, the applicant submitted a proposal to build 4 multi-unit dwellings on the subject property. The 4 multi-unit dwellings contain 8 units each, resulting in a total of 32 units on the property, which is permitted as of right in the zone. And the applicant has now submitted for an application for a development agreement to convert the attic spaces of these multi-unit dwellings into additional residential units, which will add an additional 16 units to the property, resulting in 48 units. This is a site plan. The entrance to the property from Aldershot Road is over here. And this is the entrance for cars as well to access the basement parking. And over here, this line indicates the basement. And on top of the basement, there will be four buildings, building A, B, C, and D, that's shown here. And each building will have a first floor with 4 units and a second floor again with 4 units and an attic space. So if the development agreement gets approved, the applicant will be able to add an additional 4 units in the attic space of these buildings. This is the main floor or the first floor plan of building A, just to show how the units are planned. So you can see the 4 units in here. And this here is the elevation of the building currently with the attic space, which comes to a height of around 31 feet and 1 inches. And this is the elevation of the building with the attic spaces converted into additional residential units. And the height here comes to around 32 feet and 6 inches. The property is located in the residential mixed density zone, which is also known as the R3 zone. The R3 zone permits a variety of residential uses like group dwellings, 1-unit dwellings, semi-detached dwellings, 2-unit dwellings, and multi-unit dwellings. And it also permits a few non-residential uses like community facilities, indoor recreation facilities, and places of worship. So as you can see here, the surrounding properties are all in the R3 zone as well. And the property is expected to continue to be in the residential designation in the future as well. These are some of the photographs of the site. And over here we have a key map for reference. On top here is the picture showing the access to the property from Aldershot Road. And this here is a neighboring residential dwelling, which is somewhere over here. And this is also also a neighboring residential dwelling towards the south of the axis. And this is a view of the property from the front looking to the rear. Sorry, looking towards Giffen Court. The image over here, this shows the north side of the property. This image shows a residential dwelling which is located over here. This is a view of the south side of the property. And finally, we have a view of the property from looking towards Aldershot Road. Moving on to what a development agreement is. A development agreement is a legal contract between the municipality and a property owner. It enables uses that would not otherwise be permitted within a zone. So the agreement has a set of conditions. It could be on the location or the design or the buffer or any other criteria that would help control the development. And the DA usually runs with the land until discharged by the council. Policy 3.1.10 of the Municipal Planning Strategy is what enables this application. So the policy states, Council shall consider only by development agreement proposals for high-density residential development and new mini-home parks or expanded mini-home or mobile home parks in the residential designation. In evaluating such development agreements, Council shall be satisfied that A, the proposal for a new mini home park or high-density residential development has frontage on a collector road. B, access to a proposal for a new mini home park or high-density development is not through any low-density neighborhoods. And C, the design, scale, and location of buildings is sensitive to the character of and provides an appropriate transition to the surrounding areas. D, if the use is a listed permitted use, the condition that prevents the proposal from being permitted as of right in the designation is addressed by the development agreement, including but not limited to enhanced buffering and the positioning and design of buildings and structures. And E, the proposal meets the general development agreement criteria set out in section 5.3, development agreements and amending the land use bylaw. So when the municipality receives a planning application, we usually assess the application against a set of policies listed in our general criteria in 5.3.7. We check if the application is in keeping with the intent of the MPS, whether there is any conflict with the municipal bylaws or regulation, whether the application is not inappropriate due to financial impact on the municipality, land use compatibility with surrounding uses, the proximity of schools, recreation, and other community facilities, adequate sewer and water services, the creation of traffic hazards or congestion, adequacy of fire protection services, potential for flooding or serious drainage problems, and whether there would be any negative impacts on well fields or other groundwater supplies, whether there could be pollution, including soil erosion, siltation of watercourses, and also the suitability of the site regarding grade, soils, geological conditions, and a few other conditions. So this application will also be assessed against the policies listed here. Finally, in terms of our process, we are at stage 2, which is public information meeting. Properties within 500 feet were notified about this meeting, and it was also advertised in the local newspaper. The next stage would be the staff review, where staff will prepare a report and will be presenting it to the Planning Advisory Committee. The Planning Advisory Committee, if they are satisfied with the application, they will form a recommendation and forward it to the Council for a first reading. And from the first reading, the Council will forward it to a public hearing. Again, properties within 500 feet will be notified of the public hearing, and it will also be advertised in the local newspaper. From the public hearing, the application will go on for a second reading. This is the stage where the council decides whether to approve or reject this application. And from there, from there we have a 14-day appeal period. So during this period, members of the public or the applicant or anyone who's not satisfied with the council's decision can appeal to the decision. This is my contact details. If anyone has any questions or concerns that they would like to share, you can reach out to me at the number provided here, or you can email me. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you.